All right, everybody, we are so excited today to be talking to Tiffany Malone. Hopefully, you remember her from our time together at the Women Walking with God conference this past April. Our September workshop coming up on September 2nd from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time. We will be meeting with Tiffany once again and learning deeper lessons on the subject she started with us at conference of how to better connect with the next generation. So, Tiffany, thank you so much for being with us today. And we're so excited to hear from you.
Well, thank you. I am super excited to be here. And anytime I get to engage with the great women from Women Walking with God, it's a great opportunity for me. I have just some amazing memories from my times having been with you guys. And I know this next time is not going to be any different. I'm very excited about the topic. We're going to kind of delve into a little bit more. We started this at conference. Lost in translation, connecting with the next generation. And we talked a little bit about it. And even from the little bit of the talk that I gave, I connected with so many of you who were actually there at conference who spoke to the importance of this in your lives and things that you're seeing in your own children and grandchildren and different kind of the need you see as well as we do, as well as the conference leaders see for really grabbing the next generation. And so I want to dig into that a little bit deeper this time. Why? We know why, right? This, if you're paying attention, if you're looking around, if you're parenting, if you're grandparenting, then you know that the enemy is after our children. And if we allow the enemy to gain a foothold in their lives at an early age, we cannot begin to imagine what the next few generations are going to look like. And so it is imperative that we teach our children, but not only that we just teach them, but that we steward their learning, we steward their development, that we come alongside and assist them in knowing Christ as much as we possibly can. And so I want to give you guys some tips and tools to help us do this prayerfully and with the help of God. We're all going to get there because we are raising the church of tomorrow. And this is the hope for the future. We know that we're in the last days and the enemy is not going to win and he's not going to take our children. If nobody says it but me, I'm going to stand on that. I want to let you know as well, that's why it's so important. But I don't believe that the enemy would work as hard as he has on our children if there was not something amazingly deep, rich, and just huge that God has deposited into that generation for the world at large, for us even. And so I think a lot of what we're seeing with what appears to be a falling away, often, as I said at conference, and I'll say again, makes me hopeful in some ways that God has done something just amazing that we can't yet see, and that He's housed it in our children, and that it's as we bring them into the true relationship with Him, it will come forth and it will be world-changing, life-changing. So I am excited, for one, to see what God has in store for our world that He's deposited into our children. And so there's that piece of it. The way that I want to kind of approach this, if you're aware, authenticity is kind of the word of the day, right? It's the buzzword of this time. And none of the things that are going on in our world are foreign to God. I want to parallel a story that might seem familiar to us alongside talking about lost in translation and communicating the gospel in a real way and connecting with the next generation. And that's the woman at the well. And I want us to peel back the layers and see the way that Jesus approached that entire situation, that entire conversation, and see the outcome. And I think as we take a look at his approach, he was the master teacher after all, right? As we see his approach, I think there is there are unsearchable riches for us to dig from that we can apply as parents, as grandparents, as aunts, as those who instruct our children. And so I'm looking so forward to being with you guys September 2nd. And I really want to hear from you. So I don't know, I want you to bring your concerns. I want you to bring your questions. I want you to bring those things that are on your heart. And I want you to bring them, and I want you to bring them to the session. And I want you to ask those questions. And I want to be in prayer with you. And I want you guys to be in prayer with me leading up to it. But I want us to walk away from this session more energized, more encouraged, with deeper faith, not in a necessarily bleak outcome, but that our God is so amazing that he's doing something maybe we have yet to even see, even in what looks like somewhat of a bleak time. And I want you to bring those questions and concerns, and I'm going to ask God to meet us there and meet all of those needs. So I will see you September 2nd, 9 a.m. Hope to see you soon.